Dear friends, you know that the most common and basic situation when we use present simple is to talk about something that happens regularly. But what does it mean regularly, and how can we speak about that in English? Well, there's a special class of words known as adverbs of frequency, наречия частотности. Please learn the terminology, my dear friends, because we must speak English at lessons. I hope that you remember that verb means глагол. So now please learn adverb, наречие. Well, let's take a look at this scale from 0% to 100%. That is from never to always. Please read and listen to remember the correct pronunciation. Never, hardly ever, occasionally, sometimes, from time to time, often, most days, nearly always, and always. And if you pay attention, you can notice that some of these expressions aren't actually adverbs. Не все из этих слов являются наречиями, потому что некоторые из них являются нареченными фразами, словосочетаниями. The adverbial phrases. If there are 2 words or 3 words or more, these are adverbial phrases. Like most days, every day, every now and then, from time to time, once a year, 3 times a week. And why am I talking about them separately? Well, actually, because this is not a limited number of phrases that you can learn. Well, no, this is a formula. These are several formulas of how you can produce these adverbial phrases. Because you can say every day, but you can also say every week or every year. You can say 3 times a week or 3 times a month or 2 times a week. Right, so this is a formula. Please learn this formula like once a year, 3 times a week. Okay, let us learn that it's not in a week, no, it's 3 times a week. And now, to illustrate the use of adverbs of frequency and adverbial phrases, let me share with you a bit of philosophy about my life and life in general. I will read a text and you please follow the text. I want you to know the pronunciation, how to pronounce the words correctly, and I want you to learn some new phrases, maybe some new words. And it's easier to learn things when you both see and hear them. Okay, let's get started. Is there a person whose lifestyle you really admire? As for me, I really respect a number of people, but all of them have one similar characteristic. They're always enthusiastic and never lose time. One of such people is my husband Igor. For example, in the morning he never lies in till late, but gets up at sunrise, does some exercise, takes a cold shower and sets to work. Sounds boring? Not at all. In fact, it's so difficult to eat healthy food, make plans and to-do lists, but also to find time to have fun and relax. Actually, I believe this makes his life beautiful. Igor works really hard, but he knows when to stop. He goes to work 5 or 6 times a week and regularly gives lessons in physics. In spite of this, he is nearly always full of energy. I try to follow his example. We don't go to the gym or do yoga, but we go jogging in the park every now and often take a walk in the evening. As for our hobbies, we usually spend a couple of hours a week on them. There is a rule in our family that on Saturdays we don't speak about our jobs, but instead we do some housework, go shopping, go to the cinema, or simply have a family meal. When it is warm, We sometimes go camping or go on a trip. Unfortunately, we don't often spend evenings together because every second week Ego works the evening shift. As for the internet activities, we occasionally go on Instagram to chat with our friends or colleagues, but we never play computer games. There are so many things to do. Oh yes, and we try not to go to bed late. So at half past 10, we're normally already asleep. And what lifestyle do you prefer? Right. You see that the adverbs of frequency and adverbial phrases are highlighted in red. These words are red in this text, right? Why so? Because I want you to pay attention to their position in the sentences relative to the verb. Хочу, чтобы вы обратили внимание на расположение этих наречий частотности в предложении относительно глаголов. And here I have the examples with words in bold. They are always busy with something. He is nearly always full of energy. Here you can see the verb to be in the forms are and is. Yeah, this is the short of is. Where do adverbs of frequency stand relative to the verb to be? Где наречие частотности стоит относительно глагола to be? Is it before or after? Okay, sure, you see that it is after. They are always busy. He's nearly always full of energy. Good. Now let's take a look at verbs. Where do adverbs of frequency go respective to verbs? Before or after? And here we see the examples. We occasionally go camping. He never lies in till late. So the adverbs of frequency go before verbs. We occasionally go. He never lies in until late. And there are lots of other examples. Like, let us take a look. He regularly gives lessons in physics. Okay. Then the third situation. When we don't use adverbs, but we use adverbial phrases. Yeah, the long ones, several words. These usually go at the end of the sentence. We go jogging every now and then. He goes to work 5 or 6 times a week. And finally, the negative sentences. Where do we use the adverbs of frequency in negative sentences? Well, they usually go between the negative particle, well, the auxiliary verb, between don't and the verb. We don't often spend evenings together. Let's find some more examples. Well, there are no more examples in the text, but off the top of my head, we don't usually go to the gym, or we don't watch films at dinner. And now, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations! This is the end of our first lesson. Below, you can find exercises on the topics that we have discussed. Снизу вы найдете упражнения на темы, которые мы обсудили. Я еще раз повторю, что вы можете выбирать те упражнения, которые считаете необходимыми. Они, в принципе, все короткие, много времени у вас не займут. Но если вы прекрасно на зубок с 5 класса знаете to be, то, в общем-то, и не нужно на него тратить время. Но рекомендую вам освежить порядок слов в вопросительных предложениях, в отрицательных, в предложениях с наречиями частотности. And see you at our lesson. Goodbye.